any arrangement of less than 30 days. Period. Full stop. The only is for bed and breakfast. But a bed and breakfast occupied by the owner, and they got to serve food. And that's not what's going on with the short-term rentals in Arlington. Instead, it's acting through landlords who just rent these places out. So, in terms of why it wasn't enforced, Charlie already said it's just inaction. And I think what we should be demanding when we go before council is give instructions to the people who are responsible to enforce this law vigorously. Notice that he was put on protect our neighbors. Sorry. Let me try this quickly. Charlie did a good job of summarizing that Supreme Court case. There's one important thing I want to mention that is in that case, and it's good for us, not bad. That HOA lost that case because the only issue they had was it had huge residential use. And the court expressly said, I don't know, I can do that. I'm talking, I don't get that. The court said expressly in page 6 that the HOA could have banned short-term rentals, but didn't. I say, guys, we already do that. So we exactly, this is what we wrote, the Supreme Court has already endorsed. So that case is good. Airbnb folks are spinning this to some great victory when in fact it's the opposite. The final point I want to make is Charlie alluded to the survey. And it's not like the city council doesn't know how unhappy you are. They did the survey, and there's a slide presentation that you'll find on the city council site, March 6th. And they were told by the experts whom they hired that of the 34% of the citizens in Arlington who have had experience with one of these neighborhoods, 62% were either very dissatisfied or dissatisfied. You're not listening. So I'm really just supporting cast for Charlie, so I'm going to give it back to him. Unless you had a question.
I got a question.
Let me read this to you, okay? Because this is right out of the Supreme Court thing. It says, Hard did not leave the association point that throughout the dispute, neither the association nor TAR attempted to amend the deed restrictions to specify a minimum duration for leasing, an option available to both of them under the deeds amendment. So they had an opportunity to hammer this thing out, to specify a number of days, and neither of them took it. And the reason I don't think the HOA took it, because they won on summary, and then they won on appeal, so they didn't feel as though they had to. But then, they turned around and bit them in the hiney in Supreme Court.
Charlie or Helen, you mentioned early, Charlie, that you had the council, or you felt you had the council at 7-2 in our favor. Where would you say they stand now? Okay.
Charlie, I have a statement.
Here's something that I'm seeing in recent things that I'm reading, I think may, and I would look to our state representative, comment on this if he wants to. One of the things that I've said is reducing, discussing this in terms of
Can't hear.
reducing our housing stock is easy to turn into Airbnb. And that's really important right now. We don't have enough housing stock. And it's super important in North Arlington because as our houses turn over, we want to be repopulated with families. Yes. We are working diligently to turn around. So that's where it becomes a really important neighborhood issue. Those houses are not available for young families any longer to bring children into our neighborhood.
Philosophically, I do not believe in mandatory. We are headed in the direction of regulation. Some of it garbage. We have laws on the books, and it needs to be enforced. I think we need legal action against the district attorney. Period.
I have a question.
City attorney, whatever. You know,
Because the city attorney is
the heck with the
told me I
council.
was crazy.
We have law in the books. We have law in the books that needs to be enforced. And I think the quintessential issue is that. Thank you, sir.
They are discussing the short-term rentals in
I
Arlington.
may be ignorant about this, and this may be, but is there, when you meet at the city council, is there a particular day and time that we can come are they, and they're just saying, I don't know how it works. And I want us to have your name. One of the things we need to get your names for is because this will be put on an agenda. But right now, city staff and, probably, Charlie Brooks and Rob, probably working on trying to wrap up something. When that's ready, then it should be published for the public to read. I know, this, first they come out of August. I think it's gonna be something. I
So
don't
I'm
know.
gonna put something out on Facebook and next door, and like I say, I need everyone in here, plus all your friends.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So, because I'm gonna stand up there and I'm gonna say, who wants it? There's gonna be 2 or 3 stand up. Who doesn't want it? There'll be 400 people stand up. You don't need to know anything else.
We'll make national news.
Yeah. Please get on these signage. Yes, sir.
Helen, Charlie, Charlie, you mentioned at the outset that you think it's just unconscionable that real estate professionals aren't disclosing these kind of things. There is a well-known real estate professional out in Beverly Hills who testifies as a expert against these short-term rentals around the country. And one of the things that she says that I think everybody in this room really needs to think about to get you motivated if you're not already, and I believe you certainly are. But tell your friends that what may be coming with this, what is likely to come from this, is that in the future, you will have to disclose if you have a short-term rental in your neighborhood. It will be like a cracked slab, it'll be like termites, it will be like mold. So I've got one right next door to me, and the investor on this place came over to meet me. And he's a wealthy investor. He wanted to come over and he knew I was against it. He wanted to come over and introduce himself and try to, ingratiate himself a little bit to me so that maybe I wouldn't fight so hard against it. And one of the things that I told him was that I have a real problem with is this investment of yours is going to negatively impact my property value. If I am a buyer someday down the line and I come to look at my house and I have to disclose, and I as a seller have to disclose to this guy that I've got a party house next door to me from an Airbnb, and this house, by the way, is about a 7,000 square foot house, and they will advertise it on their website as having 32 beds, okay? So, do you think any buyer that looks at my house, what are they gonna, they're gonna move on?
I've got the exact same situation.
Sir, I recently renewed my California real estate broker's license. That issue came up as we were.
I still have the question. I've been blown off. I've been blown off here, man. If you guys, if it doesn't work, and if you got 7 council people against you, why don't we start raising money from everybody in the north, and including the hotel and everything, to hire an attorney to force the council to enforce the rule that he's been talking about that's already on the book.
Yes.
They're afraid of the lawsuit.
Yeah, we start putting money. We hire a good attorney and start fighting it. And quit talking about it.
Independent counsel to go against the city attorney.
So consequently, maybe an attorney can answer that.
We haven't had,
I've never seen so many Marxists all together in the same room.
we don't have any problems with the VRBOs in our neighborhood. None.
Charlie Parker's a drama queen, but you know.
Yes.
The problem is that the cities
Shop
have
well in our backyard.
sovereign immunity when they are sued for not enforcing their law. So we're in a terrible situation. We can't force the city to do it, except politically, which is what you were already talking about. And I think you have a 100% chance of losing that lawsuit. Now, what you could do is we could go in, and this is not what I do for a living, we could, if we had a law firm, we could go in and give them some backbone. To say, this city is why you win, and if you get sued by the Airbnb folks, we're right there with you to support you. Now that may be an idea.
David, the exception to that is the health and welfare of the community. And I believe that what is going on is a nuisance, and that falls within the exceptions to what you're saying.
It's possible.
Well, at least we'll have an attorney up there and say, here are my clients. And he'll have a long list that is pages and pages and pages. Let him read them all.
As a council, how do you determine that these are not business that are being run? Because that's been my premise from the very beginning.
Under the city ordinance, we don't have to have that thing. You simply say, look, law clear, no less than 30-day rental.
But if it's a business and you're in a single-family zone area,
Let me ask this question. If you rent a house for 30 days, okay, and that's a residential use, all right, at what point from 30 days to 1 day is it not a residential use? Yeah, when does it turn into a business? Because it's still the same use, okay, but the use doesn't change, the duration changes.
6 months is okay, why isn't it 6 days?
Exactly. And the Supreme Court case we discussed before, that HOA had only that sort of restriction, it had for residential purposes, and that's what they lost. So,
If they would have had a very clear definition of no rentals for less than 30 days, they would have won that case.
The problem with kicking the can down the road for 5 years, and I know, Charlie, you were leading the charge on this, but now you have 480 of these things, and I guess in District 1. This guy next to me is investing a ton of money in getting this thing ready. These people are not going to walk away. They will sue the city. They will have Airbnb behind them, VRBO, HomeAway, all of those. So the city is going to get sued by this group. I agree. Just bring it on.
Bring it on, because you know something? They have lost in Vancouver, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., New York. They have lost throughout the United States, okay? From Seattle to Orlando, from San Diego to Massachusetts. They've lost. So it's not like, again, we're inventing a wheel. This is the same lawsuit over and over and over again. What we are afraid of is the state legislature saying, it's all over, you're okay.
Charlie, the Supreme Court of Texas will dismiss it because the law is not supposed to. Unless they want to go beyond
You mean it's the city of City? Yeah. This is why I tell you what you want to hear. So this is why I tell you what you want to hear. In Texas, the law is very clear that city ordinances are given great difference by courts. They are presumed valid, and the person opposing them has to carry what they call an extraordinary burden to show that it is not calculated to meet public health and welfare. And on this, they lose.
Precisely.
Yeah, on this,
Precisely. Why are we going in that direction? Instead of all this regulations and all this crap. Go for the gut.
No, just keep it simple.
That's what we want to do. We want to go.
Are most of these homes free and clear? Do they purchase them free and clear?
The one next door to me was.
Well, it is.
The one next door to me was purchased. I signed the paper. I was a witness.
Well, let me tell you this. You'll find promoters out there, you'll find this thing from soup to nuts. You'll find it in real estate portfolios out of Los Angeles. You'll find it in LLCs. You'll find all kinds of people outside this city that come here and to cash in on their entertainment district. We have a lady in Mansfield who's a retired Grand Prairie firefighter on 7 properties down on Roosevelt across the street from the stadium. Okay, so there are people from all over, all walks of life, LLCs, subchapter S corporations, and it's soup to nuts as to what you'll find for ownership. And Bill will tell you he's got LLCs over his place over there. Go ahead.
I have 5 of them within. If I stand at the end of my driveway, I can point. If I stand at the end of my driveway,
I'm standing up, Bill.
Thank you. I am standing. I am vertically challenged. I got 5 of these things within sight of the end of my driveway. I understand I don't live on the.
Where do you park?
30. I don't live live on the
That'll be
outside of
taken
the-
care of.
okay?
That's already taken
I live
care
a
of.
6-block walk from Cowboys Stadium. Actually, 4 blocks from Cowboys, 10 blocks from the ball field. I've worked in Cowboys Stadium for 3 years building the thing. I do construction project management for a living. For a long time, and you've seen my name out on next door, I've said, look, let's look at the pragmatic approach of,
We've seen it.
if we carefully regulate this, it may not be a bad idea. I wasn't aware we had something on the book. And I'll tell you what my major concern always has been, and Matt, please forgive me, is the state legislature, because where Airbnb and Verbo and all these people are gonna immediately go, because there's a huge amount of money involved in this, is they're gonna go to these people and they're gonna say, they're restricting our business. Well, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm a citizen too. I own a piece of property. Where did my rights go? Where did my rights go in all this?
Charlie, I have a starting point.
Okay, that
So,
comes back
Don't ask
to
me how
where,
this happened.
I think we all have to approach this from the point of view, let's get the city to do their job.
That's the first thing.
Excuse me,
And
I'm
we're
not
buying
going to
into
make
staying out of our law. I'm sorry.
I'm a girl.
We need the
I'm
legislature
Oh,
to
he's
stay on
he,
the
he
local.
let his arm down.
What she needs is a soapbox.
When I get involved in regulating.
They don't want to hear the other side.
Just raise your hand.
I have forever.
Here, I'll hold it up for you.
I just go over. Charlie will let you talk.
Owner has partitioned this house into 16 rooms. It's a 2,000 square foot house. We have sometimes
That's a flop house.
7 to 10 cars parked in front. Now, I say that as foundational. Somehow, and I haven't been following this as diligent as my wife, but somehow, Star Telegraph woke me up and said, we want to talk to you. And I said, oh, geez, And I ended up on a video and on the front page of the Star Telegraph. I have personal contact with the person who is following this issue. I will call tomorrow and tell him of what was discussed this morning or this evening, and report to him that there is in fact law in the books, and that is being ignored by the city of Arlington. I will personally do that tomorrow.
It's UDC section 12(3)A.
I need that before I leave, and you have my word.
Okay, may I say something, please? Thank you very much. I know I'm in the wrong crowd here because I rent my own house. There are 3 of us that rent homes on North Elm Street within the 1 block. All the houses are in good condition. We keep our homes up. And the people that have been in my house, I rent it mostly during football season. And when they are there and when they leave, you can't tell anyone has ever been there.
Are you living with them?
No, I go somewhere else to stay. I have relatives
Well, it's
who
your-
I
it's your
live
personal
with.
residence.
It is your
It's
personal
my own
residence.
personal residence.
That's no okay. That's no big deal.
But
That'd be
we'll,
okay.
but what y'all do is going to overregulate what she's doing.
Right.
That's what we're
just
worried
the
about.
whole point. When you do something blanket like this, you're affecting the small person too.
Just like the on-street
And-
It's
parking.
unfortunate that you're on that side of
No, it
it.
isn't.
However, we're on the big side who
I
have
understand.
homes in this
I
area.
understand that.
I mean,
I really do.
If
And-
my
You've got a
home
bigger
devalues
voice. Hang on,
by
let her finish
100
talking.
grand because I've got somebody sitting next to
I
me in
understand
a
that.
STR.
Let me just say this.
I'm gonna apply
Let me
this
say this.
to the
Texas
nail.
I
OU
understand
weekend
that.
on Crown Colony, there were 30 cars parked on that street.
We have not
and they
had that
each
problem.
of
We
those
haven't
cars
had a
probably
problem.
had 2 frat boys in them and maybe a sorority chick. So anyway, the bottom line is that was a wacky weekend and it happens every year and it's a mess.
And I understand, I certainly
Charlie
understand
and
your
Helen,
situation.
David,
But
a lot of people have voiced
instead
their
of doing
opinions
something
and
blanket,
their
everybody
experiences.
needs to be.
My question to you guys
We
is
have
here.
our rights too. And I use
What is our
that
strategy?
as part of my
What is our strategy? It was 7-2.
She was talking fucking first. So what do you have? Whoa, whoa. Why do you think you have to shut her off? She was talking, he started talking over her.
so we know what to do. with
He's
it.
got a penis, so he can keep talking over women.
Please be quiet.
No, she was talking. These two men stood up and interrupted her. We have the right to talk too.
Kim Field, I know you.
I know you know me, but my mother-in-law is talking, and we are talking from experience. We are worrying about you over-regulating
You can
this.
head your ass out the door. I can care less. Get out of here.
Lady, get out of here.
You're the wrong meeting to leave.
Enjoy your short-term parking and turn on. I don't appreciate that man telling you not to talk. Oh, I don't know. He's ignorant.